After another major move today to shore up what was arguably the weakest position group on the entire roster, the Kansas City Chiefs are now officially in best player available mode heading into the 2025 NFL Draft. And folks, that's not just the perfect scenario for Brett Veach and Andy Reid. It's a flat-out nightmare for the rest of the league. Because if the Chiefs are going into this draft without any real holes to plug, that means they can go hunting for difference makers. And that should terrify every contender in the NFL. We're gonna break it all down. Trey Smith dropping major news on his future in KC, an update to the Xavier worthy situation, and why the Chiefs may just be set up to dominate the back half of the first round of the draft. But first, Chiefs Kingdom, how we feeling about this roster right now? Type stack in the comments if you think Brett Veach has cooked up another Super Bowl ready squad. And of course, how about those Chiefs? The Chiefs just announced they've re-signed defensive tackle Mike Pennell, and this is a sneaky great move. Now 34, Pennell is coming off a quietly solid 2024 campaign where he played all 17 games and logged over 320 snaps. That's a massive leap from the year before when he barely saw the field. He started 7 games, plugged gaps, and brought some nasty physicality to the interior line. Only Chris Jones and Tershawn Wharton logged more snaps inside last year. And now with Wharton gone to the Panthers on a 3-year, $54 million deal, Pennell becomes a critical veteran presence to replace that production. Here's a stat that says it all. Pennell's run defense grade in 2024 was nearly on par with Chris Jones, and far better than Derek Nottie, who signed with the Jets this offseason. Matt McCullen, the Chiefs' senior reporter, even pointed out that Pennell ranked 13th among all defensive tackles with at least 150 run defense snaps. So yes, this isn't just a depth signing. This is a rotation piece who could start. The Pennell deal is just the latest move in a full-on defensive line rebuild over the past week. Jerry Tillery, the former Chargers first-rounder, was added and could see 500-plus snaps now that Wharton is gone. Marlon Tupulotu is back and healthy after logging 48 snaps in Week 18 last year and then hitting IR. He's back to fight for a 53-man spot. And of course, Charles Omenihu is back. He can kick inside on passing downs, and while he's returning from injury, when healthy, he's a game changer. This could be the best version of Omenihu yet. A week ago, this was the weakest position group on the roster. Now, it's sneaky deep, and it's allowed the Chiefs to enter the draft without desperation. So what does that mean for pick 31? It means the Chiefs can truly take the best player on the board. Whether that's RB Omarion Hampton, North Carolina, explosive back, over 2,200 yards after contact, 1 fumble in 281 carries. Smalaki Starks, Georgia, Swiss Army knife for the secondary, could fill the void left by Justin Reed. T. Colston, Loveland, Michigan, could be the future post-Travis Kelce. Led Michigan in receptions, touchdowns, and yards. W. Luther Burden, 3 Mizzou. Explosive slot weapon. Imagine Worthy, Burden, and Rashee Rice for years to come. D.T. Walter Nolan, Ole Miss. 6.5 sacks, 35 pressures, and a perfect complement next to Chris Jones. L.T. Joshua Simmons, Ohio State. Franchise left tackle potential. We're talking luxury picks. And that's why this draft could get real fun. Before we get into more draft targets and the Trey Smith situation, shout out to our partner Underdog Fantasy, the best way to play daily fantasy sports. Whether you're in on NBA, MLB, UFC, or gearing up for the NFL season, Underdog has you covered with daily drafts and pre-draft best ball tournaments for the 2025 season. You can even draft incoming rookies. Someone I saw took Ashton Jeanty in round 1. Risky. Sure, but it's fun. No waivers, no substitutions. Underdog takes your best lineup and runs with it. Drafts can be fast, just 30 seconds per pick, or take your time with an 8-hour clock. Use code HBTC to get a special pick bonus and up to $1,000 in bonus credits on your first deposit. Join today and start winning with Underdog Fantasy. Now back to left tackle Joshua Simmons. If he's on the board near pick 31, it could be a run to the podium moment. But don't be surprised if Brett Veach gets aggressive. Marcus Whitman over at That Franchise Guy mock drafted a scenario where KC trades up to pick 23, jumping Houston, to secure Simmons. The cost: picks 31 and 63. The return: picks 23, 87, and 159. Still leaves the Chiefs with 4 top 100 picks. That's how you build dynasties. And Simmons? 1 sack allowed in 13 games in 2023. 0 sacks allowed in 2024 before his season-ending patella injury. He's coming off surgery, but if the medicals check out, this could be another Orlando Brown-type value add. Speaking of elite offensive lineman Trey Smith, who's currently on the franchise tag and the highest-paid guard in football, spoke to Kay Adams this week. When asked about his future, Trey said this: "All I can do is train, stay focused, and keep getting better. But I love Kansas City. It's home. The fans, the organization, it's everything I could have dreamed of. I want to be here long term." Look, he's just 25, plays with an edge, has been incredibly durable, and is already a top-tier guard in this league. Losing Joe Thuney was one thing, but letting Trey walk would be borderline malpractice. Lock him in, Veach. Quick update on Xavier. He was arrested earlier this year on felony assault allegations tied to an incident with his ex-fiancée. However, within 24 hours, charges were declined by the DAW, citing lack of evidence and conflicting witness statements. Worthy's legal team claimed he had asked his ex to leave his home after discovering infidelity, and that she became violent, with photographic proof submitted to authorities. Her side has since filed for a protective order and claims she's cooperating with an ongoing investigation. So while it's not 100% resolved, the key takeaway is that charges were declined, and Worthy has continued to cooperate with the team and authorities. Unless new evidence emerges, this likely won't affect his availability or status with the team. So here's the deal: Chiefs Kingdom. The defensive line is suddenly deep. Trey Smith wants to stay. Xavier Worthy's situation looks like it's moving toward resolution, and KC is heading into the draft with full flexibility. We might be watching Brett Veach tee up another monster draft class. Let me know in the comments, who would you take at 31? Would you stay put? Trade up for Simmons? Go offense? The offense? Best player available? Let's hear it. And if you're fired up for what's ahead, hit that like button, subscribe for daily Chiefs news, and don't forget, how about those Chiefs?